order. Here we are. Look at this. Isn't it insane? T1 8th, Life Esports 9th, DRX 10th. These were some of our top teams at the beginning of spring.
There is so much weirdness going on here. I think you point out the immediate, like, what? If you just watch spring and you come in and you're like, wait. And whereas for T1, we still see glimpses of what this team can bring, right? The individual talents, the bot lane duo comes to mind, because Carrier, he's not leftist form. That's not the problem. Nope. It doesn't even feel like it's...
I don't know, there are a lot of ways to describe a game like this. Like, some people would be like, do or die, blah, blah, blah. That's not what this is. That is a loss against DRX for T1 would be unacceptable. Greatest of stats over here. Kill participation, certainly up there, but when you are not finding too many wins, and of course having pretty slow early games.
Zaya, for example, into a DRX comp are just kind of horrible. This is great though. I like this.
Jin might, it's okay. It doesn't make me excited, but it makes me more happy than a Kai'Sa would, because I just feel like Kai'Sa has...
started on opposite side of the map. Yep. And we talked a little bit about where Pyosik wants to play. I think that for him, going for a strong early clear, don't think there's really an opportunity here with Cuz being level 5, but there he goes, Ding 6.
Yeah, that's going to be the Dominus as in goes the ulti. Paranoia comes down as Faker has to flash over and Cuz holds on to the turret aggro beautifully.
Looking for counterplay on bot side.
Yeah, Winter's Bite is going to land there onto Teddy, who will have to flash immediately to get himself out of the way. Whether he flashed on the spot. Solka in trouble yet again. Note that it's Faker, as I wasn't paying attention for a moment, and the Nocturne's just dead.
Not a lot to be done there as Kana.
Yep, Pyosik paying another visit is going to land the spear, and Kana is just dead. He knew it, that's why he didn't flash. That Bao is on the
teleport.
All right, don't know whether this is the commitment that they really want, with the fact that Teddy can just curtain call from the mid lane, but they will still go for it. Solka standing on a ward right now, as it is going to be T1. They'll lock down the Herald. Now they start off this fight as the face breaker. On to Kingin is good. They get him away from the wall and will be able to take him down for the second kill for T1. This is what we want to see. And now it's a teleport immediately behind Bao. He's got no mana as well, as the Dustbringer will connect, and this should just be pretty comfy. Yeah, Bao not going to be able to get towards
that fight. As, I don't know how we're going back to this. That's
we're a long time in the past right now.
Not a lot to be done. Kana, as you pointed out, good heal to the flash. Not anything to be done there.
Top okay.
And they get a really nice reset here. And knowing Teddy is there, you always go for this.
Landing 노플, 그웬 노플.
There's really no thing that DRX can reliably do, and I don't know. This is kind of the indecision that DRX have shown a lot, and that they can't really afford to. It will come as much dive and hard engage as this, right? You know you're going to be down the guy. Just back off. Don't they have the objective. Immediately recognize that. Back off. You're going to be in a much better spot.
Well, we're looking at Solka getting dove here towards the bottom side of the map. Faker is going to be able to get out of turret range, and Becca not going to be enough to stop him, as Cuz just as possible as Pyosik might find Teddy. Spear is going to connect, and this should be the kill. Is Teddy able to flash his way out, but the follow flash is going to be there. Spear is going to miss, as there's the captive audience, but it ain't going to be enough. Pound interactive League of Legends, because when they're towards the top side of the map, very much like it, as Solka is going to be inside the turret, which is another visual bug. Getting a couple of those, which is a lot of fun. But this is just T1, another pretty good dive. And this is Teddy getting caught out of position.
Yeah, no vision on the top side. Pyosik at that point had already cleared, looked around, and Teddy also. I think they still have some of the same issues, which is more the macro, you know, walking up to the objective game.
In the LCK of all time.
You had to bring it up.
Well, we had to, right? They certainly did like to play some slow and steady League of Legends, but unfortunately it was steadily towards a loss. We'll take care of this lane as the poke not quite connecting, heading on forward, and it looks like DRX don't want to wait for the Drake. As, okay, Cuz just going to engage onto Kingin. Some needlework comes down as Kana looking for it. Does manage to get in there as Faker. There to follow up, and Teddy dashing on forward, able to get these autos working. Bao's already dead. Solka's been taken down, and this is the T1 we've been looking for. There's the curtains, and my goodness, Teddy is angry after these last few games. That's going to be the long range. As he takes down King, and the Drake is going to follow suit. T1
very ready for it. You need to be able to kite back reliably, and it's really Cuz that starts this off, because it feels counterintuitive to engage this hard on the Gwen, but it opens her up to not really being in the fight, right? And that creates so much space for the rest of T1, who use their several ultimates to go in incredibly deep. Kana in particular just uses one of the DRX members as a nice way into the team fight, and while all of that was happening, Teddy wasn't even. And as T1, need to be a little bit mindful, okay? Even though the hard engage is amazing, paranoia!
Teleport to come in from Kingen to try and defend this inner turret. Is going to do so, but teleport from Solka was towards the Baron because, of course, no vision available for DRX as in goes Faker. Solar Flare doesn't find too much joy as there is the Chains of Corruption. Solka trying to get on forward, but there's no follow-up. And now Solka going to get stunned up. The Deadly Flourish doing work as Becca. Okay, you got to keep that door up in front of your Crocodile, but he is going to be okay for the moment.
I want to say in the entirety of summer, maybe in their match against Damwon Kia, but look, identifying that Change of Corruption comes through, then peeling back and not going in too aggressively, which definitely is something that you'd be kind of tempted to do, because there was Flash and Ultimate available, right? There's a showstopper, but they don't really need to fight it. They don't really need to throw.
Bleak. That is very bleak.
It is.
As, okay, speaking of which, Faker going on in here as Solar Flare doesn't get too much work done as Faker's staying alive for so long. Bow's in trouble. The Haymaker will do it. Faker eventually falls down, but it kind of feels like he's done his job. Solka going to be taken out of this one as well. Very hefty Infernal Soul as we're going to get the replay once again. Faker just going in real deep, and this fight just gets split up into a couple of different portions.
And I think that Faker and Kana could have, if the rest of the team was more on the same page, could have just stopwatched. But now seeing it again, I'm actually...
Is the Baron. Might be dead just pretty soon. You can see down to 3,000 health. Now the Paranoia just to buy them space. They're bursting down the Baron, and DRX just had to give it up. No options there whatsoever, as now Kingen getting chunked. Even the needlework coming out.
It's just one fight, and he's go right as... Okay.
Wow. That's called revenge right there.
Yeah, that's... how do you force something here besides maybe Solka teleporting in? It's not great. You need a land poke. It's T1. They're looking for the hard engage.
Well, Kurt Cole going to come through here as Teddy's hunting for Bao. That backline. Four shot will just be doored as T1 is just going to take care of that Drake. The old Paranoia teleport to come through here from Faker as he is going to get on through as Cuz will lock down the Drake. And finally, Faker is going to turn up. He takes a lot of damage as we've got some miss down. T1, they keep everyone alive for the longest time as Solka will fall at the end. Carrier, he's the one to go down for T1, but he will be the only one. And it's only Becca who survives on the side of DRX.
And it's Faker coming in from the back as well. T1 looking like the T1 we saw against Damwon Kia, and that then strictly disappeared for a couple of matches. But here again, this first game against DRX, they are finally back.
Yep, really great stuff. Congratulations to T1 taking down DRX in game number 1. They need to keep that up, keep this momentum moving forward, because remember what we said at the beginning, DRX have looked pretty much hopeless.
Had a really good game, and with the DRX comp, if you don't get ahead, if your poke never reaches that critical mass, and even now, right, Pyosik had a pretty great game, all things considered. He hit a couple of key spears on Teddy, but that in of itself wasn't enough. They were never at the tempo advantages you kind of need with